Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I have just made a quick update about the PVSRA scanner. I have added a few new features to it, so just check these out. And if you want to see the original video, I'll also link the post in the description so you can check out the original video right here on the blog post. So the new feature that I added, the main thing is this Gann Sweep System. In this, first of all, just make it true and specify any higher time frame that you're using. And you can also specify the start and how many look back bars and the zones that you're most interested in. So the default value is actually just these two, and press OK. And after that, it will look for these zones. And if you can also get more details about the zones, if you just have this label false, don't hide this label. In that case, it will show you exactly where price is. So suppose if price has moved above zone 2, then it will show you this if it has gone below 0. So all the zones are actually drawn where 100 is on top and 0 is at the bottom. I'll show it to you in just one moment. Let's take an example where it's inside a zone, like this for instance. And we can also see that it has entered a distribution phase, means it's ranging right now. So let's take this example. So the first thing that it will do is go to the weekly chart. Let's zoom in and it will draw the Fibo from top to bottom. So at the top we have 100 and at the bottom 0. And we have the start bar on 1 and we have 2 look back bars. So the Fibo will look like this. And the important zones. So going back to the H1 time frame, this is where it showed that price is currently between this zone and it has now entered a distribution phase. So with the Gann system, you will see again and again that these zones are incredibly important. Where price breaks out of these zones, it ranges and then it goes to the next zone where it again starts to range. And if you look back over and over, you'll see that price uses these ranges as magnet levels and then it goes through those, reverses and comes back through those. Which is why while trading PVSRA, it's very important to know exactly where price is with respect to these zones. Back to the system. By default, you will see only these two zones, like 0 to 12.5, that will be the lower zone, and 87.5 to 100, that will be the higher zone. And if you are interested, you can add other zones also. But my recommendation, try to use only 3. And if you are using 4, then just hide these labels. Because if you use 4, then you will see that a lot of text will overlap because of this distance. So if you hide those labels, then you can easily use 4 zones. Hide the zone boundaries. If I set that to true, then you just need to remember that zone 1 was the zone near 0, zone 2 was the zone near 100. And especially if you see distribution or accumulation happening, or if you see something like a stop hunt, then those will be very important signals where you can wait near those zones. Second feature that I added, it's to do with spreads. In case if you're doing scalping, then you might need some tight spreads. So you can specify that, like if I have 15. So today is a Saturday and all the spreads will be quite high right now because it's at the end of Friday, price has actually stopped moving. So you'll just see something like this if spread goes above 15. And if you want to disable that check entirely, just set that to 0. Okay, and this shift bar, this is just for the analysis of PVSRA itself. But for the Gann system that we talked about, this is the actual shift which it will use to draw that Fibo. So if you set this to 0, whenever price breaks out, it will keep updating those lines. But if you want those lines to stay stationary and only update once the week finishes, in that case you can leave it at 1. And you can also change this look back. Like if you are trading and if you want to look back 3 or 4 bars, then just change that. And we already talked about the zones. And finally, you can also set the alerts whenever price enters a zone. If you keep all of these true, then you will get way too many alerts. So just be careful of that, because price will enter and exit zones multiple times. With the zones themselves, the price will be consistent, like the price will be same across all the time frames, and whether that price is above or below a zone. Since the zone is based on weekly, that these lines will also stay consistent. And I didn't want to add these to the main dashboard cells because it would take up too much space, which is why I've made these specific to the symbol name. But for alerts, I've kept them separate because for any particular time frame, the breakout might happen on the lower time frames first, and after that it will happen on the higher time frames. So what I mean by that is, going back, as you can see, when price broke out of this on a higher time frame, this was 1 bar, but on a lower time frame, this would have happened across multiple bars. So the actual breakout started here and it happened several bars back, which is why I had to keep all the alerts separate for the time frames. So just check out these new features in both the PVSRA MT4 and MT5 versions. I think that I have added a lot of features by now, and I don't wish to keep growing these settings list, which is why I might not add anything new to this one, because I want the dashboard to keep running smoothly. But I think this system, it will make the dash even more powerful. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, and check this out. And thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.